Daihatsu is known as a small car specialist with a whole string of subcompact cars to its credit. So if I told you that Daihatsu is launching a bakkie, you'd expect it to be small too, perhaps a half-tonner. Well, you'd be wrong, because let me introduce you to the Daihatsu Gran Max. Admittedly, the Gran Max doesn't have the macho presence of a Hilux or a hardbody, but don't be fooled by its rather more diminutive presence and its angular looks. This is a bakkie with a big heart. Because the engine is compact, there's no need for a long extended bonnet, and the cleverly packaged cab sits far forward on top of the power plant, leaving even more space for the load bay behind it. The cargo area itself is spacious, with a flat cargo floor and drop sides that make access easy indeed. The tonneau cover provides a handsome finishing touch. To put the cargo carrying capacity of the Gran Max to the test, we roped in the help of the team at Transport Technology, who supply spares to the heavy and ultra-heavy truck market. We were looking for a sizable piece of metal to load onto the back of the Gran Max, and we found just that in the company's warehouse. After some expert maneuvering from our intrepid forklift driver, we hoisted the truck part onto a pallet, after which it was simply a case of placing the pallet onto the Daihatsu's load bay. And what a load bay it is. It has a completely flat cargo floor measuring 2.35 meters long, 1.6 meters wide, for a total loading area of 3.7 square meters. Also, drop sides on 3 sides and a 720 millimeter load height, making access particularly convenient. It may have the space, but does the Gran Max offer the durability to cope with big, heavy loads? The chassis members have been reinforced for that very reason. The ribbed cargo floor looks sturdy enough, and the drop sides have a single-piece construction. Thus, it also comes as no surprise that the Gran Max is rated to carry a substantial load, a full ton in fact, which begs the question whether the Daihatsu has sufficient urge to cope with all that weight. That it happens to be a 1.5-litre unit doesn't inspire too much confidence either, but remember, the Gran Max weighs a lot less than more conventional bakkies, which allows a comparatively heavy payload. The 4-cylinder twin-cam unit features electronic fuel injection and variable valve timing to produce 71 kilowatts of maximum power and 134 newton-meters of torque. More than 90% of that torque is already on stream at only 2,000 RPM. The driving experience is as much of a pleasant surprise as the rest of the Gran Max package. The engine feels a lot zestier than you expect, mainly because it's so well matched to the 5-speed gearbox. And talking about the gearbox, it has a nice, positive, short shift. In terms of ride and road manners, the Gran Max is best appraised with a reasonable load aboard. Driven with an empty cargo bay, the rear leaf springs are too unyielding, creating a bouncy, nervous ride. But with a load on board, the Daihatsu feels more settled and more confident. The steering is over-assisted, but the turning circle is impressive at less than 10 meters curb to curb. That makes it easy to maneuver into tight spaces. The interior of the Gran Max focuses on utility and durability rather than outright luxury, but it is pretty well packaged and it will accommodate even taller folk, though legroom is at a premium. These wide opening doors make access easy too. The bench seat implies seating for 3, but that's a tight squeeze. At least the gear lever is located in the dashboard, leaving the entire cabin floor unencumbered. The driving position is upright but surprisingly comfortable, and the view through the expansive windscreen is excellent. Equipment levels are fairly basic. The window winders are manual, as is mirror adjustment, and there's no central locking and no rev counter. But you do get a cup holder, power steering, a glove compartment and ABS brakes. I can live without most of the luxuries, but aircon would be a welcome addition. We tend to think of bakkies as large, imposing engine-forward designs that weigh a ton and struggle to carry the same. The Gran Max is no bundubasher, but it is a light and nimble utility vehicle that's great for urban deliveries. A frugal engine keeps running costs low, while clever packaging maximizes carrying capacity and convenience. For this kind of money, workhorses don't get much better. The Daihatsu's lively four-cylinder has ample get-up and go, ensuring an impressive payload capability and peppy performance around town. It's not a road racer, but it's more eager than the figures suggest. The result is a pony with the courage of a full-sized workhorse, as well as easy load bay access, but don't expect a luxurious cabin, let alone the reassurance of airbags.